Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel What Dee Said, and if you're new in my channel, hi, my name is Dimple and I am a tarot card reader, numerologist, astrologer, vastu consultant and a manifestation and mindfulness coach. So today we are going to discuss why sexuality is restricted in many spiritual practices, or during many spiritual practices it is said not to indulge yourself in sexuality. So without any delay, let's get into the video. So before we start discussing spirituality versus sexuality, first thing that we need to discuss is Ojas. O-J-A-S. Ojas is a vibration. It is something that is developed in every human being, that is already present in all human beings, but it is just not refined on a certain level in every human being. The more a person meditates, the more a person gets indulged in the spiritual practices, the more ojas are released. Ojas is not something that when a person develops, it will not be like, you cannot get it tested and you cannot get it in your blood test. It is something that one feels. It is something that will take you to another dimension. Okay, because spirituality is another dimension. So Ojas is not something that can be seen with physical eyes. It is like a butter in milk. When something in your body is in the most refined and the purest form, it gets converted into Ojas. Swami Vivekananda says that all the forces that are working in our body, when they are in their highest form, they get converted into Ojas. It is just the question of transformation. All the muscular energy, all the same forces that we are using right now, when used controlled in a controlled and in a checked manner, are converted into Ojas. He also says that part of human energy that is expressed as sexual energy in sexual thought, when checked and controlled again, gets converted into Ojas. All the good prayers, all the good thought always gets reduced to Ojas. The animal energy gets converted into Ojas when we do good deeds, when we think good, when we do good. Of all the energies in human body, the highest is said to be Ojas. He also says that Ojas are stored in our brain. The more the Ojas are developed in somebody, the more the person is intellectually and spiritually strong. This Ojas is the real energy and is only present in the human beings. He says that Ojas need to be accomplished by the human beings, be it on any level. It does not matter that you have to be a sadhu, that you have to do meditation for like long hours and you have to develop Ojas, or you have to give up on sexuality. We will learn about it later, but development of Ojas on certain level at least is important for sure. Okay, he also says that the one who has accomplished the Ojas on the highest level and who has converted himself into Ojas is the God. He speaks with power and he regenerates the world. So now the question is, does sexual indulgence limit your spiritual growth, or does it create a barrier in your spiritual growth? So here is something that Sadhguru says. He says that we need to find Amrit within ourselves. Sexuality is not the problem. Being with someone is not the problem. Squeezing the pleasure out of someone else, not finding the Amrit within ourselves, not finding the pleasure within ourselves is the problem. Being with someone else again is not the problem, but being too attached with that person is. Being too attached with someone surely creates problem. Someone or even something. If we keep the topic of sexuality aside, even the Mahabharata also teaches us, the Sri Krishna tells that, detachment is very important and sexuality creates excessive attachment. Sadhguru also says that there is no base for keeping spirituality versus sexuality, because spirituality is a dimension. It provides you a certain dimension. It takes you to a certain dimension, whereas spirituality is something that is biological. The taboo regarding the sexuality is created by the educational, the educational organizations and the people also, that it is impure, it is bad to talk about it, but it is not. It is something very normal. It is something that is biological. Okay, if it is impure, then again the birth of very human being is impure. If it is impure, and thus spirituality should not indulge sexuality in it, then very birth of a person is impure. No one can be spiritual because no one is born in a very pure way. Everyone is born in a very impure way, and that is why no one can be spiritual. So it is not impure at all, and we need to understand it, and we need to understand that it is biological, and we need to normalize it. Okay, now the reason it is restricted in spirituality is for the development of ojas. When the spiritual indulgence is reduced, the semen or the eggs reduce, and the ojas, the level of ojas, the generation of ojas increase. This is the only reason why spirituality restricts sexuality, so that one can reduce the semen or the eggs and increase the level of ojas to reach certain dimension. Sadhguru also tells that like we spend our energy in walking, resting, studying and doing a lot of things. In the same way, a human being has a limited amount of energy. Everything has a limited amount of energy, be it a car, like it has a limited amount of petrol. In the same way, the human beings have a limited amount of energy, and it is very important that we keep track of where we are spending that energy. Okay, so it is important that if you do not want to get into spirituality the 100%, then you will then you can stop being indulged in sexuality. But if you want to maintain both, then it is important to keep a track of where you are spending your energy. Okay, maintain your energy to spend and to generate ojas, like meditate, spend some time in praying, more spiritual practices basically, and also spend time in physical intimacy when required. Okay, do not make it a compulsion for you to do it. Do not make it like a force that you have to do something. Do not do that, never. Second thing is how to convert the energy in sexual energy in spiritual energy. As we have learned that good thoughts, good prayer also reduces to ojas. We have learned that spending time in praying also helps in ojas. Anything in its highest converts into ojas. So basically we need to convert our energy in a higher form, to convert it in a higher dimension. And how we can do that is good thoughts, good prayer, thinking good about everyone, doing good for everyone and ourselves. Okay, then reducing your time and giving your time to prayer. Okay, spending time for donations, spending time with your family also. Basically do good deeds. That also converts or generates into ojas. When you feel good within your soul, it gets converted into ojas. Sadhguru also says that in the ashram of the Sadhguru in Isha Foundation, they feed neem and tulsi for generating ojas. And because the sexual practice is not practiced in the Isha Foundation, so neem and tulsi helps reduce semen, and that increases the generation of ojas. So it is it from me. I hope that the video helped. You understood why it is restricted, and it is not important to be restricted, basically depending on the person to person what your goal is. If your goal is to devote yourself to spiritual practices, then you surely can restrict it totally. But if your goal is to maintain a balance, then it is not a necessity. Same is in the case of drinks. Okay, that we will discuss in the next video, I guess. So yeah, this is it from me. I hope that this helps and you understood the concept, and I will meet you in a week. Bye, have a great day, and if you like the video, do not forget to like, comment, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much.